And I remember her clearly coming across when we finished playing and came across to me and said, hi, you know, good set, you know. I mean, back then when I played, I jump around a lot and all of that. And many persons would have always compliment or talk about my way of entertaining. So I said, you know, thank you like normal. And then she said to me that she blows a saxophone. I said, okay, interesting. What do you blow? You know, and first thing, like, what kind of music you like? And but at that time we were packing up. The band was packing up, yeah. And I said to her, because that used to be my line. Once we finished play, we would go up to the lounge. What's it called at the time? What's the name of the club? You just came from the Viking Lounge, yeah. And we will hang there, but we would only hang until 1 o'clock, 5 to 1, 10 to 1, because as entertainers, we could hang, but we need to be out of the area by 1 o'clock. Yeah. So I went down like I normally do, changed my clothes, had a quick shower, and I came up. When I came up, she was on the deck, on the decking outside. Ah. So she saw me and she said, hi. And I said, hi, but she was smoking a lot, you know, and that's not something I know or like. I growing up in Grenada, you hardly ever saw people smoke. And I was young, so it was like not a norm for me. Yeah. So we went up to the club, because that's where I was going. And we sat there. Of course, it's noisy, so there's not a lot you can say. But she was smoking a lot. And I asked her, I said, why are you, for me it's uncomfortable. And it's like, why are you? And she said to me, she said her dad is an insurance manager or something like that. And he found out that she's gay. And he forced her to come to the cruise. Well, but first of all, with hearing that, first of all, I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know what answer to give anyway. So I said to her, I was going on the dance floor. I was only going to be able to dance maybe 1 or 2 songs because of the time. So we came on the dance floor. Dance. We both came, we both were on the floor. I know there were cameras that took photos of us dancing. I remember seeing all of that. And about 5 minutes to 1, I said, look, I have to go. I've got to be out of passenger area. And I left. That was my last conversation. And
that was the last time you saw her?
Last time I saw her.
What was your response when she told you she was gay?
That's not something I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I really did not know. I just thought it was wrong that they would have forced her to come, you know, on the cruise because they find out that she was gay. But there was not much I could even say about it.